Three, two, one, and we are live.
Are we? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 55th, if I'm not wrong.
I think, yeah, 55th episode of SNL with
Oh,
TechWiser.
yes, yeah. Actually, 56th. I'm not sure.
Oh,
I'm not sure, and I can't see the comments, so. Anyways.
a
Oh,
lot of things have changed.
Lord.
Yeah, it's 56th. Yeah.
It's 56. Yeah, it's 56. You can see the chat. I can't see the chat. Like, you have to read out to me, or I have to open a new tab in that case. I can't see the chat. But yeah, the audio and the video quality should be really good this time around because we are using OBS finally, and you should have a good audio. Oh man.
Hmm. So I'm still waiting for the chat to come up. Let's see if we are live. And of course, as you guys can see, we are using a different platform. A lot of things are different now. And it's one of the initiative we have taken to switch out of StreamYard. So yeah, let us know how's the audio quality, video quality, and everything.
What if we have said all these things and we are not live?
That's a good possibility actually, but it shows me end stream.
Oh, it shows you
It
end
just
stream.
shows me
So
that,
we are live,
yeah.
but I think there's a latency between you and me. So yeah, I mean.
Oh, got it. So we are live, but the video is unlisted. We have to make it public. It doesn't automatically make it public. Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you will be able to hear us now. I'm not able to. Yeah, yo. Voice is coming now.
Oh yes, we are live.
अलग अलग हिसाब किताब
Are we?
We are live. Yes, we are live. Finally, we did the intro twice. So again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 56th episode of SNL with TechWiser. And oh my God, it's been a crazy week. Like that's we don't have adjectives to describe the week. Let's just start at that note. Woo.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, just like Pratik said, we will be repeating the intro. The first time we were live, the video was unlisted, just like the entire TW videos for the whole 2 weeks. And yeah, so this is back. A lot of things to talk about. And hopefully, I think you can see that. Let us know how the audio and video quality again, because we are using a very different platform. We are using OBS, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, you are right.
So,
Absolutely
yeah.
right. Oh, what happened to the channel? That's like a very big news to talk about, and sure we'll talk about. You bet we won't talk about it. That it's been a roller coaster, man. And yeah, it's not so we won't be able to pin your chats this time around. But again, we have 200 people watching the stream, and it's just 69 likes. Let's take it to 169. Let's take it to 169. Oh yes. Oh, funny thing.
Okay,
Funny
so
thing.
the audio is good,
I
video is fine. Thank you, guys.
funny thing. I was wondering. I almost have the tweet in my draft, and I was like, it's been 1 year. We haven't missed the SNL. Like I think you have went home. I have went home. We have had Kaushal as replacement. We have done lots of stuff, but we have never missed SNL. And I was like, this time it would be the first time we have missed the SNL, and it's not even because it's our fault. It's not even like we are not available. It's just because we don't have access to the channel.
Okay. Hmm. Is there a problem with my audio? I'm seeing some of the comments saying the audio is not pretty good, at least at my end. Uh, Pratik audio is low and Mrinal is too high. Okay, let's see if we can fix that.
Okay, hold on. What I can do is I can reduce your audio if that works.
How's the audio now? Just let us know. Is that audio and video is something that we have to figure out in the starting?
Yeah, this is something we'll figure out, and
See if we can fix that.
Okay, hold on. What
Hmm.
I it's like it's
Okay, the audio is better now.
yeah.
Hmm. Interesting. So yeah, is it something that we have to tweak in the OBS? Audio is good. Okay, Pratik audio is still low, but Mrinal audio is good. Thank you.
It's his voice. It's his voice. Like he rates his voice quite highly. He says that his voice is approx like he doesn't need a good mic or something like that. And funny thing, if you've been watching the stream from the start, he used to stream with AirPods Pro. Like he firmly believes that Apple is giving him studio grade microphone in that. Like he
I
saw.
firmly believe the quality of content is has a higher priority over the quality of gadgets you use.
So whenever the ad comes and they say we have put studio grade microphones into our MacBook, we have put studio grade microphones into AirPods, and you would be like, who believes in all of that? And now you know there's one person who believes in that.
Hmm. Okay, so yeah, seems like the audio is perfect on both ends. And anytime in the stream, if you think the audio on the video is not good, just let us know and we will figure out something. Okay, so a lot of things to talk about actually.
Where
What
we
happened?
where to start? Where to start? Like, what does the chat want to know? Like, of course, we'll talk about it briefly, but we missed a quite of embargoes. I think two of them
Yeah,
or three
not
of
really
them.
embargo. I think there was a one from Xiaomi 11T Pro and
11T Pro, yeah.
OnePlus doesn't really have an embargo, but then we had a video ready for it, which we were not able to publish right on time because of the Soul fiasco.
But it's coming.
Um,
It's coming
Other
tomorrow
than
morning.
that,
It's coming tomorrow
yeah,
morning.
that's
So people like asking me about RT. Dude, like you wouldn't believe that those videos were supposed to come on that Reddit day. So yeah, funny thing, we got the 9RT a day before, and we had 11T Pro. So we had to prioritize what we can do in a day. But we thought like, come on, let's push it, and we'll do both of the videos. So me and Manu and I think the entire team was awake for that night. So we were shooting. So 9RT was done and dusted. We were supposed to upload it in evening, and Mi 11T Pro we shot for the entire night, and that was supposed to go next day at 2 p.m., which was the embargo. And then suddenly there was a pop up on my Instagram, and people are like, your channel is hacked." I was confused. I initially thought it was my personal channel, but then I suddenly saw Twitter exploding, and I was like, no, this is not my channel. This is something else. And then I went, and of course, like a lot of people, thank you to everyone to pointing out, like, and it was around 4:30, 5 o'clock, something like that, or even 6:30. I'm not sure. So yeah, people were awake. Crazy, man. Like it was really crazy. Then I told Mrinal, like, can you just confirm it's not a glitch or it's something from our end? And yeah, then over to you, sir. That was at your end.
okay. So yeah, we will be going briefly about every section. Just let us know which part of the story you are most interested. I see a couple of comments saying that they want the whole story, but of course, due to security reasons and everything, there are some part of it that where we won't be going into details because yeah, like for security purposes. So I think there was a part on how the account was compromised. How did we react? What steps did we took to fix it? How was the entire experience with the YouTube team? What are the security steps that everyone should take, even if you're not a YouTuber? And if you are a YouTuber, how should you secure your account so that this doesn't happen to you?
Hmm.
So yeah, and we will be talking about whole the experience. But yeah, let us know what part are you interested in the most. And also not just that, like always, this is SNL with TechWiser. So we will be talking about the upcoming smartphone. Like I think there is Samsung S22, S22 Pro,
The Renault
S22 Plus, and
series
S22 Ultra. Yeah,
Ultra,
so
yeah.
that is something that we will be talking about extensively. Then there is Oppo Reno. Can't really confirm which one do we have access to and which one do didn't have access to right now.
But
But
there are
yeah,
three
a lot
series,
of
right? From
phones.
the Renault, there are three series, if I believe. They are going with a Renault 6 Pro, 6 as usual. I'm sorry, 7. 7 Pro 7.
Seven, seven.
7 Pro 7 as usual. And there's also Renault 7 SE,
Hmm.
right? So there are three series coming up, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, there's a lot of smartphone launches, and I
Feb.
think there is Oppo Reno series that is there. Could be two phone, could be three phones. Then there is iQOO 9 that everyone is waiting, and then there is Samsung S22, S22 Plus, and S22 uh, Ultra. So that is there. And what else is there? What else is there? So these are three smartphones. Uh, I think Vivo, yeah, there will be one Vivo. I think Vivo V23e. So they just launched 23 and 23 Pro, and now there will be Vivo 23e.
E.
So that is there. There will be a couple of smartphone launches, of course, from Realme and Xiaomi. So yeah, overall, a lot of smartphone launches in February. We will be covering almost every one of them out. So you will be seeing the first impressions, videos, reviews, and all that. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe for that. And yeah, and
Just
so
we
I think
get
this is a
back.
mix of. Are
Yeah.
we doing Quizwiser?
No, we are not doing Quizwise.
Okay,
No, we are
so
not doing Quizwise.
most of the time we will be talking about our whole experience, how this channel was compromised, and what we did, what we do, what did we learn, the whole experience, and the upcoming smartphone launches in February. So
So
more or less
there's a
these.
super chat from Rishabh Roy Chaudhary. Should I go for OnePlus Buds Z2, OnePlus 7 user? So this is the OnePlus Buds Z2. I have used it only for one day, like this one day, because of course, uh, it like the last 2 days I would say wouldn't have been the my most productive days. I would say like it was just
True.
pretty lay low type. Yeah, it's like just completing the projects which are pending because we have a lot of buffer now. Like those 2 days, was it 3 days or was it 2 days?
3 days.
3 days.
I think 3 days.
3 days. So those three
Overall,
days,
3 days.
uh, we were supposed to upload 4 videos, if I'm not wrong. We were supposed to upload
Hmm.
at least 3 videos, 3 or 4. So that entire backlog is pending. That's why we uploaded 2 videos over here. We had to let go one video project because now it's too late. So that also you can count in. So I didn't jump to the OnePlus Buds Z2. I'm using it right now. I don't see any OnePlus specific features in it. Like earlier, what they did with OnePlus Buds Pro, it had LHDC, which is a high audio codec, like lossless kind of. It's not exactly lossless, but they call it lossless. So that was something which was only supported in OnePlus devices. So that was one reason. But this thing works on AAC. If you don't have a OnePlus phone, you can download Hey Melody app from Oppo or OnePlus, whatever you can call it, and you can customize the touch controls and all of that. So it's a good earphone for everyone rather than only OnePlus user. So I'm still to form an opinion, but I think I summarized myself quite well in that case. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I think Carrie, like taking it from the part where Prateek left. Oh, what happened? Okay, so I think I was sleeping by that time, maybe very, very early morning. It was almost like 5 or 6 a.m. And surprising, a lot of you guys were awake on Twitter. And like I also get couple of texts at the same time and calls. So that woke me up. And the time we were figuring out what happened, so we opened the YouTube dashboard, and in front of our eyes, we were able to see that the videos were deleted right in front
Deleted,
of
which
us.
is like come on.
So yeah, I think but it's one of those time. By the time you start acting, by the time you realize what has happened, it's everything is gone. So there was almost no videos, and that was a time we did the basic things that you need to do. Hmm. Uh, then what we realize is,
Tweet it out.
so
Tweet it
oh
out.
yeah, I think we tweeted out later. First, we
Tweet it out
reported
later.
the channel to
Reported the
YouTube.
channel to YouTube. Yeah.
That that's like yeah. So one thing that we figure out is, irrespective of like we have a channel manager, thankfully. So we also contacted our channel manager, and really shout out to Nikhil. Like early morning, he sent us a reply, and he was generous enough to share his mobile number and was ready to take calls as well. So really shout out to YouTube team for that.
Now,
And
if people are confused, people are just confused. Just to brief upon that. Like when you cross 1 lakh subscriber, you get a channel manager, which is like a representative of YouTube to whom you can talk to. And
Hmm.
I think they handle a bunch of channels if you are just 1 lakh to 1 million. And I think above 1 million, you get a dedicated channel manager, if I'm not wrong.
Somewhere around that.
Somewhere
I don't, unlike,
loosely.
we don't have a very clear idea of how this
How
is
does that
works.
work?
But the bigger the channel is, they have a dedicated manager. Smaller channels, it's handled by one guy handles a lot of team. And if you don't fall into that category, then the only way you can get into touch in with YouTube is via YouTube Twitter handle, or maybe the
Emails.
chat section they have on emails, and the chat section they have on website. So I
Okay.
think we did a Google search and found out like a form. But even if you go through your channel manager, even if you like use the chat feature or even the Twitter thing, everything will land you to that single page, which is basically a form that
Report.
you have to fill. And yeah, you have to like report to YouTube what has happened. You have to prove that you are the actual owner of these things, because a lot of time when the channel gets hacked, you are also logged out of your own Google account.
Okay.
So there's no way you, like, a lot of people can prove that they are the actual owner. So you have to answer one of couple of those questions, which was the last video you have uploaded and all those things. So these are everything in the public profile you can easily find out. So any place you contact, you will have to fill that form. And the moment you do that, now there is a special team that Google has which takes care of this. And that's like the only point of contact you have. So yeah, we talked to them. There was a couple of emails back and forth, and over the time, I think it was sorted out. That's how, like. But yeah, one thing that I would have to add is a real shout out to every one of
Oh
you
my
guys,
god.
like the fellow
Oh my
YouTubers
gosh.
who were
The
calling
whole
us,
entire
giving
tech
us
community,
messages.
yeah, man. Like everyone stepped
It
up
was
and
nice to see everyone stepping up and the whole YouTube community, tech community coming to places. Some of them even share their Google contacts. Their channel manager was us. That was really awesome.
that was really awesome.
And yeah, shout out to Nikhil. Like we said, in fact, a couple of people from agencies and PR, they were also very supportive. And like we have to push couple of videos, but they were like, okay, take care of your channel, take care of everyone in the team, and
No,
we
yeah.
can do that later.
So
So
I
yeah.
think as they say, the more people you are with, like it's a very cliche line. It's a very cliche line. I know. But they say that like dukh baatte se kam hota hai, sort of like the more people you stay with, like the less tension you take because you have people to talk around, you have people to care about you. They ask you, and yeah, it was quite a low in like a long time. Like it, yeah, I personally I haven't had that of a low in TechWiser until now. So that was
Mhm.
like a crazy 2 3 days. But yeah, of course, thank you everyone to all the fellow creators and the entire tech community. Like love you if you can see. Yep.
Right. I think, yeah, like just like Pratik said, it's very cliche, but
Ha!
we
It's
got
actually true.
tremendous response from
It's a,
every one of you,
yeah.
especially on Twitter. And like it goes without saying, without your help, this would have been very difficult. But like the constant help we were having from both the Google internal team, you guys on Twitter, the fellow creators we have. So this process was a lot speedy for us as well. If without your support, this would have happened, but it would have taken a lot of time. So yeah, you guys
And
really like.
nonetheless, I mean, nonetheless, shout out to YouTube as well. I know YouTube receives a lot of flack in these cases. Like, there's no one to respond, there's no one to talk to, and all of that. But I think we had a continuous email communication from the first day. I think we had an email
Mm,
conversation, like at least 1 or 2 mails in 24 hours, which is like really good in terms of YouTube and Google. So even that
mm.
that response was pretty good in that cases.
Correct. Initially, we felt like the response that we were getting were like maybe one response in maybe 8 hours and 10 hours, and we felt like, yeah, that's like for us, it's a very big deal because our channel is down and the response are coming like quite late. But then also understand from the YouTube point of view that it's not just our channel. There are a lot of channels that gets hacked every day, and that's our very high priority as well. So YouTube has no. And also another thing that like they were helped me to understand is the reason why you won't be able to directly contact anyone internally in the Google team is because they want to keep away from the biases. So basically, you contact to a person who contact to the internal team. You cannot have direct contact with them, which which is why it takes time. But we realize the time it takes is because the internal team wants to like they want to shield the internal team from any biases, because they have told us there are a couple of cases when people delete their own channel, maybe because of controversy, maybe accidentally, and then they go to YouTube and they say that their channel was hacked and they ask for help to recover it. So if they find something like that, it's not under YouTube terms and condition to recover their channel. So to keep away with all those biases, they take their time to figure out, okay, if the case is genuine or not.
General.
And to keep the biases away, they have a conversation, a bit of conversation barrier. But once that barrier is reached, then everything is very flawless. I think a lot of people also pointed out in the Twitter, YouTube takes time, but the work done is 100%.
100%, yeah. Yeah, they also ensure like on the security aspects, like if you're bringing up the channel, it's basically safe and sound. Like it's not if they bring up the channel and there are again security lapses and that happens. So basically they do a very foolproof job, like to ensure like nothing is wrong from their side or from the creator's side in terms of security. So that's one thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, of course, there are like few other things. What are the steps we took after that, before that? What are the things they asked, and whole security thing? But those, I think we can easily we can skip that, because security is something. If we talk about it in front of every one of you, then what are the steps we took for the security? Then it's not really a secure thing to do.
So basically we are
It's
advised not to
some,
talk about it. So we
yeah,
can leave
so
those terms
it's
over there.
those parts as well. But yeah, we can talk about whatever there is out public. And at the same time, like, it's also our moral responsibility to share our experience so that others people don't have to go through the similar experiences. So we can talk about the publicly available data which you may or may not be
Which
aware of.
which I'll stop you from 1 minute from doing that. We have quite a lot of super chats, and I'm sorry I will miss a lot of super chats because this is an entirely different platform and we can't see your chats. Like we see your chats through the same.
Oh
To
yeah,
which can you enable super chat? Super chat. I'm saying, can you enable slow chat if possible?
how do you do that?
Good question. Good
All
question.
message stops. Okay. Hmm.
So there is a super chat from Rahul Gupta. Is Xiaomi 11T Pro better than OnePlus 9RT just off price? See I'll tell you, the video is about to come tomorrow. You can have all the samples and you can look at all the good stuff over there. But my question was, is OnePlus 9 RT, like there were two things with OnePlus 9R which I didn't like. At that time it was Oxygen OS, so we can take that part outside. But the first part was, first of all, it didn't have a good camera, and especially human photos weren't that good. Like there was that pinkish tone, that HDR artifacts you see. Like whenever there's a bad HDR, what happens is that you can see. I'll show you live now. Hold on. You can see there's a huge light behind me, and now when you take a photo, it does HDR and it tries to keep your face bright as well as make sure the background is seen. So in that process it just smears this white halo effect around your face. So that was there in OnePlus 9R, that was there in Nord CE as well. So that thing is still persistent in OnePlus 9R. Has the performance increased? Yes, 10 to 20%. 888 does perform better than 870, but 888 also has its own heating issues, which we'll have to see. And then now you have the color OS with Oxygen OS. So it takes away all those points from it. But on the other hand, Xiaomi Mi 11T, they have priced it. Sorry, I always say it wrong. It's Xiaomi 11T Pro. Yeah, they have rebranded the entire name. So I always goof up in the videos as well. So that has
Which one is
Snapdragon.
this? Oh, by the way, there's also,
Xiaomi
you
12
see
Pro.
it, Xiaomi 11,
12
12
Pro.
Pro. So
Snapdragon
they
8
they
Gen
don't
1.
call it Me right now.
Me
They
right
call
now,
it
yeah.
Xiaomi, right?
Xiaomi, yeah, they call it Xiaomi 11T Pro. Xiaomi 11T Pro also has
Hmm.
Snapdragon 888, which again, I didn't find any heating issues as of now, prima facie, and the camera is also Okay, okay. So you have to decide. Like, do you want to pay 5,000 more for the same stuff and for the same Oxygen OS or colored OS? So that is the decision you have to make. I'll leave it upon you. But definitely, most definitely, we'll be doing a comparison somewhere. We will be reviewing the 9RT as well. So we'll give you a very broader picture in that terms. Yeah.
Okay, so we have a question. Did you figure out the cost that got your channel hacked? Yeah, we did. We did figure out the cost. We have also fixed it, and we have applied a couple of other security measures as well. But just like we said, for security concerns, we have been advised not to talk about it. Uh, yeah, though we can talk about what are the security measures that you should take. And like one thing that I was advised by everyone who has gone through this thing, those YouTubers from Google as well as from the YouTube team who fixed this. So I think what the best way to secure any Google account right now is by using one of those hardware keys that you get. You can get any one of those UB key, or there's another one. So buy anything which is compatible with Google. And uh, for more details, if you go to Google Advanced Protection, I guess, then you will get a list of both of those keys which is supported. And basically, it's like a pen drive. You can also get the Type C one, and if you're using it on your mobile, it also has NFC one. So get whatever you want. And whenever you're like, it's like when you have like two-factor authentication, so you get a SMS on your phone which you have to type in on your
Yeah.
Google account. That's two-factor authentication. So instead of that, like first you have to type the password, which will be same. The second time it will ask you to you insert that pen drive into your computer wherever you want to log in. And if you want to log in into your phone, then you have to like if you have the NFC one, you have to bring it closer to your phone. And of course your phone also has to support NFC. So that's something that they have recommended us, and of course we will be implementing that and many other steps. But that's something you should also look forward to.
We can basically cover that in an upcoming video, but I can show you what we are talking about. We are actually, hold on, we're talking about this. Okay, this is UB key hardware key. Basically, you can see that it's sort of pen drive. It costs a bit, like you get it for starting from 3,500 or something like that. But yeah, it's hardware key and the
It's a
pass.
lot cheaper in US. We are trying to get a couple of them.
Ah, it's a lot cheaper. Like I think it's $25, right, over there,
Hmm.
which
It's
is
half the price
it's half the
there.
price, which is equal to like 1,400, 1,500 rupees, around 2,000 rupees. So that's a
Hmm.
lot cheaper over there. Yeah, so
See, the
two-factor
problem with
authentication.
two-factor authentication is if somebody has access to your phone, like that's compromised, or even SIM cloning is something that we see often. So two-factor authentication
Oh,
is
the funny
secure,
thing is
but
you
not
lose your
that much.
phone. Funny thing is you lose your
Hmm.
phone. Your Gmail account is logged into it. Your SIM card is in that phone. So there
Hmm.
goes your
So
two-factor
that's
authentication
there.
out the window.
And then there is another one, I think, where you have to tap Google Tap to unlock. That I
Ha.
find a lot insecure, because let's say if you're logging into n number of phones, the notification will go to n number of phones, and you might not even remember where you have them.
Ha,
So
which is
that's, I
something, yeah.
think, it's convenient. Then again, security and convenience always go like opposite sides. It's
Opposite
North
side.
Pole and South Pole. You either you get security or you get convenience.
So yeah,
Always go for security.
we have we have of course. There's that meme like let it be. Sai Prasant Linga Reddy. Why this is a super chat from Sai Prasant Linga Reddy. Why can't we use mid-range phones longer than flagship? What do you think? So the definition of mid-range is sort of changed now. I would say mid-range phones is now is anywhere between 25 to 30,000, right? If I'm not wrong. Like that's what I consider mid-range phone.
Hmm.
Or somewhere 25,000 plus minus 2k, 2 3k. So I think you can use a mid-range phone. The only question is how long they will get software updates, and if you are bothered about the latest software updates. Like
Hmm.
those two things are
In
to
fact,
answer.
I think if it comes to usability, anyone can at least I can use any smartphone which is 10, 15,000. And
Easy.
that's what a lot of YouTubers also say. If you see us, we use a phone like for 1,70,000, 80,000, but that's because it's part of our
Part
job.
of our job.
And if we were not doing what we are doing, so I would have like really use 10, 15,000 smartphone, and that would have been
That
okay.
would have
There's
been
no
it.
point of spending extra
Like,
until unless you are passionate about the
you're
phone.
passionate about the phone, and it makes a job easier. Like some people are social media manager, they won't have to manage multiple accounts, so they have a pretty heavy workload of uploading stories, and of course, Instagram, Snapchat works better in iPhone rather than like now they work better with Samsung phone as well. So yeah, if your job demands it, if your work is dependent on it, I can understand spending a bit more to get it. But even I used
Hmm.
Honor Play before coming, yeah, before I was in TechWiser, which is like a 20,000 phone, and then to till this date I was using a Nord 2, and I was pretty happy with it. So yeah, it's just like our job demands. Like I cannot review an S21 FE without using an S21 FE. So yeah,
Hopefully we will.
hopefully.
Oh, now talking about S. Okay, so S22 FE, S22 is here, right?
Yes.
S22, and I think they also released couple of teaser videos and here and there. So I think you can expect a launch. I think there was an unboxing video of it as well on YouTube a month ago.
Okay.
I think some. I'm not sure, but I think there was an unboxing video of it. But either way, like a lot of things has been confirmed from Samsung, and there is S22, S22 Plus, and S22 Ultra. So
Okay.
there are three smartphone variant, but in India, I think outside you will be getting 8 Gen 1, but in India it will be Exynos 2200.
I think I won't be complaining this time.
Why?
Even the 8 gen, like first of all, Exynos is coming with an AMD chip, AMD graphics. If you guys are not aware,
Hmm.
for the first time they are working with AMD, so they have the RDNA graphics instead of the Mali, which you source from ARM, and you put in it.
Hmm.
And
And it's
this,
also 4 nanometer one.
yeah, it's a 4 nanometer one. And the second thing is 8 Gen 1 has its own heating issues. So
Hmm.
that's
Okay, we have a super chat. So we will be continuing S22, but let's take the super chat first. Great to see you guys back. Well, it's good to be back as well. My question is how tedious it is to transfer data from Android to iPhone, especially WhatsApp. Also, iPhone 12 versus 13 mini. Oh,
13
go
mini.
ahead. This is your
13 mini.
territory.
13 mini. And it is very, it's not difficult. If you're ready to pay, it's not difficult. Like, if you're ready to
Hmm.
pay, it's not difficult. It's slow because, of course, it's USB 2.0. Like, iPhone uses a lightning port, which is still USB 2.0. So the transfer speeds are really slow. So, depending on the amount of data you have, I would say if you have too much data, I would say it takes an hour, half an hour to 1 hour. But yeah, you have to pay. You have to pay. As I did in my review, I used that Alexa, right? Was that
Hmm.
Alexa? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever she said. So I used I what app I used? I just forgot. It's some Wondershare app. What's the name of the app that lets you transfer? Is it AnyTrans? There are like tons of app on the Play Store. You can choose anyone you want to. So how?
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored. Like, of course, I'm not even taking names. I don't even remember the name. So what they do is they'll ask you to download iTunes on your Windows computer. They'll tell you to take a backup on your WhatsApp phone. They'll ask you to unlock and remove, what do you call it, Find My Phone and all of that, and then they'll take a backup from your Android to Windows, and from iTunes they'll transfer it to your. So everything is done seamlessly. You don't miss out on anything. I think I have done it. Mrinal has done it. That's there. But if you're coming from an iPhone to Android, and I'm gonna flex it, you can do it for free. You can do it for free in Android 12. For free, you
Nobody
can
comes
transfer.
from iOS to Android.
Whatever. I don't care, but you can do it for free.
If there are 100 people going from Android to iOS, no offense, but there will be two people who will be coming from iPhone to Android.
There are a lot of people. If like the chat, the honest chat would back me up on this. Do comment. Do comment if you have moved from iOS to Android. Like, this is not
Hmm.
acceptable. Also, iPhone 12 versus 13 mini, I would say get the 13 mini. Like, the battery backup is like way different, way good on 13 mini if you
Hmm.
can
Okay, so we have a
afford it.
question from Dinesh. How do you recover a channel? So couple of steps are there. Number one thing that you have to keep in mind is there is a form that you have to fill, irrespective of whether you get that form from Twitter, YouTube chat, email, Google search, or from your channel manager. That form is the only thing they can fill on your behalf or something like that. So you fill that form, and once you fill that form, you give a consent to YouTube internal team to add themselves as a brand manager is basically a permission. So once you make them a brand manager, they can like enter into your YouTube account, and then they can see what has happened, how things have change and all that. So once they enter into this, then they see if the case is justified or not. Like, is it a really an hacking case or it's just anything? So that's also a condition. They don't recover any account. The conditions have to met. So once that is done, then the process starts. They keep you updated on whatever the progress is, but like it takes usually 24 hours for most of the cases, but if the cases is a bit complicated, you can expect 48 hours. So that's a limit they have. Another good thing that we find out is, which is actually nice, YouTube has a very global team. So somebody is working, like, it's not like they are only working during the day. If they are working in US, they will pass it on to Singapore and then maybe to London. So their global team is 24 actively working on your case. So yeah, that's why the turner earlier it used to be 5 to 7 days, but now they have reduced the time to 24 hours. And in some typical cases, it goes to 48 hours. But then again, this experience is very limited. We just have like only one experience. And shout out to you guys. You guys helped us a lot. There was a lot of like hyped around it to get this channel back. We were like, it was pushing from every direction, internally, externally, social media. So that really helped a lot as well.
Yeah, of course. Like, it was within an hour that we asked YouTube commented and asked us to DM them on Twitter and everywhere. So, yay, Team TechWiser. And there is a
Hmm.
super chat from Himanshu. Samsung A52s 5G versus S21 FE. 3-year updates on both. Power efficient processor plus 3.5 mm plus SD card versus powerful processor plus camera plus display. I'm confused. Help. I've never really recommended A52s, and I've not used it as well. I found it too overpriced in that case. I
Hmm.
I would personally prefer M52, although I think it doesn't have OIS. That's one thing, but it does have a very good camera in 25,000, like one of the best camera phones. And A52s has come early, so you will get only till Android 14, whereas S21 FE has come with Android 12, so you will get Android 15. So there's one version Android difference. If you can afford it, S21 FE is a good option if you can afford it.
Okay. Uh, there's another super chat from Vinu Reddy, and it's a very important one, especially a very contextual super chat for this one. Is it safe to use Bitwarden or any other auto apps? I think auto apps with MIUI means password, some apps that can secure your password. So before this, this is like my personal opinion, and it's coming from this experiences and the everything that has. So, like I could be wrong here, but before this incident, I would have said that anything like Authy, Bitwarden, One Password, those are secure. You should use it. I use it too. That's there. But I would personally, from moving forward, I'm not a very big fan of any password protection app or anything which helps you to save password or anything. Because that's like I said, security is North Pole, then convenience is South Pole. If you are looking for convenience, you're moving away from uh, security. Of course, you can get a balance somewhere, which you should be looking forward to. But I moving forward, I will be going more towards the security aspects and putting everything in the mind rather than having it in a piece of paper, application, or anywhere. So
Yeah,
that's just my
I mean,
personal
generally,
opinion.
generally, I've seen people form this opinion like password managers aren't safe, and password managers do get attacked a lot. But that is with the case of antivirus as well. And password managers do get attacked a lot because they have huge number of credentials. But as far as I remember, there's only been one controversy with LastPass in this entire journey. They have one attack which compromised credentials or something like that. I still use password manager, but now I'm not gonna publicly say which password manager I use because
Hmm.
I've
And even like password manager recommends never to use password manager for anything which is Google, Facebook, your banking, or anything which is sensitive. Something which is
But
sensitive,
actually,
you should
actually,
not.
I think above all of that, like if you don't use a password manager, you'll write it somewhere, or you will have the same password for every account, which is again very
No, have like
insecure.
you like brain is basically a muscle. So like train it, try to remember it. Even if you forget it first time, you can reset it. That's safer.
But but password managers automatically generate a very complex password for you. Like if you,
No, you can make your own password. Like
I
that's like I would have agreed to this point before this incident, but now like I've things have changed my opinion. So I think it's very difficult. Security is difficult, time taking, inconvenient, but security first.
okay, okay. So, like as you can see, there's difference of opinion over here. I would prefer a password manager, but again, there are limits to the amount of data I give to a password manager. Like you can store your credit card, you can store notes as well, which I don't personally do.
Mm. Oh, there are a lot of super chat waiting. So lots of love from Pranay. Love you too. Is OnePlus Buds Z2 better than nothing Ear One? Can we expect a video on it? I'm team Android. Oh, okay. Hmm.
So,
That's
one
an
thing is,
interesting video. Even we were thinking of it. What do you
I'm so
think?
sorry. I'm so sorry. You send a super chat and I cannot give you a very clear answer on it because I myself I don't have an answer right now. But yeah, this is the OnePlus Buds Z2. It doesn't have wireless charging. I don't know about the other specs. Nothing in here one has wireless charging, and both of them are pretty comfortable. Like, how much is the battery life?
38 hours they claim,
That is
and 10
without
minutes of
anything.
charge last 5 hours, which is
अरे
very
यार,
useful.
which is okay, मतलब ठीक है.
I find it a lot useful if I have to go out for a walk or maybe for a jogging and the battery is dead. I don't have time to wait for 30
I am
minutes.
more of a person who has a particular routine and I charge things as per the routine. So yeah, that's like not a big problem for me.
Hmm.
Like I'm not a firm believer of fast charging as well. I'm like okay, it's okay. Like I'm most of I am kind of a person who charges his phone overnight and then I should be able to go through the day. That's like my only requirement. So
I'm still waiting for a TWS which is waterproof. There's no
there's
TWS
no
yet which is
TWS which is
waterproof.
waterproof, and even if they are
I
waterproof, the
think.
case is not waterproof. Like the sweat proof
Hmm.
and all of that, they don't give it to the case. Like you can still only take out the earbuds. But
Okay, so there is
I think
another
with all the
super
mic
chat.
holes and everything, it's difficult to make them waterproof. Like with all the like, you'll have to internally seal all the mic ports and all of that. So it's difficult.
That's what like I would still like to like innovation. There
Okay,
was a
valid.
time when what phone was not waterproof. Now you can like do underwater photography
Selfie,
with
yeah, all
iPhone.
of that.
So I would like love to see that because I listen to a lot of podcast or YouTube videos while taking a shower. So and like whenever you turn on the shower, there's nothing you can hear from the phone. So
So
yeah,
what do you?
I'm like
Acha, you
this
want
could
to
be a
wear a
very
TWS? Ah,
yeah.
but even I use a TWS and I use an electric brush. So even I think like it's very enjoying to have a TWS and then brush and all of that. But still, I can't hear anything if I'm using a
Uh,
electric brush. So I'm not sure how good of an experience that would be while listening to TWS and having a shower. That's
uh. Hey, interestingly, our concurrent viewers has multiplied 4 times. So we had somewhere like 500-600 people live, and now it shows 2,000.
it
Interesting.
shows 5,000 to me. I'm not
It
sure about that.
5,000. So guys, let us know what's going on. Meanwhile, we have a super chat. Can I join you guys on these talks? We are definitely right now we are using OBS, so we are not sure how to invite people. We will be figuring it out next time. Also, like we are parting our ways temporarily from any third party clients. So we are still not sure about how to do all the internal things. But once we have figured it out, we will definitely try to have everyone, especially D Tech Terminal, on our next QuizWiser session.
Oh, this is very interesting. So, if there are 5,800 people watching this stream, let's take the like counter to 5,609. Like, let's take it to 5,069. Cover. Like, if
Oh
you
yeah,
exist, please show us. Like, what was that iconic line? I forgot. Anyways, anyways.
I'm just more scared.
Oh, exactly.
How did we get 5,000 people live on this live stream?
The kind of
Just tell me that it's organic. We don't want anything out of place right now.
the kind
This
of
is very interesting.
the kind of week
So
we have.
all those 5,000 people who have joined lately, or 4,500 people who have joined lately, uh, please declare your sources.
The kind of week we have had, we wouldn't. I mean, we would even shut the stream after some time. this is this is
This
although
is crazy.
this is really good. This is
This is
really good.
crazy. The highest we have is
Ever.
1,200 people or 1,100 people, and right now it shows 4,500 people. So yeah, where did we have those 4,000 people suddenly jumping into the stream all of a sudden? That's
Anyways, let's pick up.
crazy. Is it like YouTube messing it up, or what's going on?
It's like the joke we had, like YouTube is like compensating for the 3 days off. Like, hey, since there was loss of views and monetization for 3 days, we give you a 10% boost in algorithm. Like, hey, have fun.
Hmm. Interesting. It's weird. Okay, so it's sudden. Like this is actually the thing we also had in our mind, because whenever a channel YouTube algorithm is very tricky. Uh, it's very tricky. Even like it's like a black box. Even YouTube employees doesn't know how the algorithm now works,
Ha
what it
ha.
is
It's so
promoting, what it's
complex,
not.
yeah. It's so complex. Like, you
Hmm.
cannot trigger it, or you
It's
can,
like
yeah.
basically an artificial intelligence. So even we were worried a lot when we published our first video after this, after the channel came back. Like, is it gonna have the same amount of reach? Will it be different? We are definitely not looking for any more reach, but at the same time, not anything less than what we had
What
before.
we had going on, because yeah, we I think
Yeah.
we had a really good month. Like, just to share it with the chat, I think it's the month we had the most number of views and most number of subscribers. So
Oh, is it a raid? If it's a raid, just let us know who raid this channel.
oh,
By the
that's a
way,
raid.
for those people who don't know what raid is, it's basically a big streamer who is streaming on YouTube. They just check out other live sessions, and then they pass on their views to them as well. It's a pretty cool concept, actually.
But at least tell us.
Hopefully, like I would like love to have that it's a raid rather than any bot or
But
any glitch in the algorithm.
please, at least show us, come in front, like, let us know who is this. Like, come on, like, I haven't slept for 2 days due to all this incident. Please don't spoil my Saturday weekend. I want to
It's
sleep.
this is definitely not Mr. Beast raid. Mr. Beast raid would be at a next level. Yeah, if
You
it's
are
a raid, just
actually
let us know who
ridiculing
raid
the
this
person
channel.
who has done this raid. You are belittling the person who has done this raid. Like, come on, you can't be Mr. Beast. It's only 4,000
Like,
people.
I will be very happy if it's a raid. I just don't want this to be an algorithm glitch or any bot or thing, anything like that. I'm like at this point, I would say I will be very happy to have those close knitted 500, 600 people who really want to hear our story.
Okay.
Oh man, too scared to do anything now on the internet.
So yeah, Priyank Patel has a super chat. Use Zoom for SNL. Yeah, we actually do that. We actually use Zoom. But yeah, we don't want to, like, have in people for a while, so for a bit. So we are just staying away from Quizwiser for a bit. Hopefully, just this week. We'll have it next week.
Interestingly, I see a lot of people commenting rate from different income tax rates. Oh man,
I know,
that
I
was a
know,
nice one.
I know. If you just trigger people, like the internet is like, come on.
Funny, witty, savage.
Ha! I love them. I love, like, people find it offensive, but I really like the humor. Like, the internet has really good sense of humor. We'll give it to that.
You need to have a thick skin, definitely.
Definitely, but they
Like if
are
it's
funny.
like the sense of humor is good when it's directed to someone else, but
Someone else,
when it
yeah,
comes
yeah,
to
yeah.
you,
When it comes to you, it's a bit
you need to have a thick
thick
skin.
skin. But they are definitely funny. They are definitely funny. Like, I was reading one of the comment on our videos, best smartwatches under, like, I tested the smartwatches under 5,000, and there was a Boat Mercury watch which was taking heart rate of the table, heart rate of the
Banana.
banana, heart rate of anything that that it could get your hands on, and and one of the comment was, "You are dead, but the smartwatch still shows 80 beats per minute." It's just like, that was that was really savage.
Hmm. Okay, so yeah, that was
Hmm.
one hell of an experience we had this week. Also, in this quizwiser,
As well.
we still have those concurrent viewers going on. Like there are 2,000 people concurrent. Let's just hope everything is to the books and everything is fine.
There was a
Hmm.
esports tournament as well today, if I'm not wrong. But I don't know.
Okay, so are they raiding this channel?
You wish.
Hmm. I don't think it was a raid though. Like if it was a raid, we would have clearly seen in the honest chat.
It's those
Or
people, they
like,
have come back to ask their Ripple coins.
oh man.
And the
Oh
other,
yeah, it was a crazy week for crypto as well.
Arey
Things are
yaar,
like,
talk about it. Talk about it.
no,
But
no, let's not talk about it.
okay, okay. Yeah, let's take some super chat. Ayush Singh says how to start LDAC in Mac. Oh, I have a really good article on TechWiser.com. I can just fetch it for you. Hold on. Where, so in case people don't know, LDAC is again lossless codec kind of, which Bluetooth earphones use to give you really high supreme quality. But the thing is, your file also has to be that high quality.
Hmm.
But I don't think LDAC supports in Mac. You have to at least use AAC or aptX. I think it's aptX. But yeah, I'll try and leave the link to the article in the description. Okay.
Hmm. There's a question. What do you guys think about the MIUI 13? MIUI 13. Okay. Hmm. I think the one we have, it does run on MIUI 13.
Hmm.
Let
Hmm.
me see. But then it's the Chinese variant.
Okay.
So, like, can you really test this one and have an opinion?
Of
So
course.
this is the Mi
Ha!
12 Pro.
Sorry, the camera algorithm, I think, works differently in MIUI 13. They don't have ads in MIUI 13. That's what I have heard. And
Hmm.
they have their own play app store, and yeah, a bunch of things.
Yeah. So it's basically the interesting thing that we notice is like when you turn on the camera, the beauty filter is turned on by default, which is a very popular thing in China. Like we get it, as well as the photos are very different from what you usually get in the Indian tweaked version of a camera. So that's something interesting we find out. And let us know if you want to see a video on how the cameras are in, like what the camera processing is in Chinese variant of any smartphone compared to the same Indian variant
Indian
of that
variant of the
smartphone.
smartphone.
Is there any difference? Or
And of
because I
course,
think there's clearly some.
you have
Yeah.
different font styles. You have
Hmm.
telecommunication fraud protection, face verification, which is what they're using data until your shoulder to check if it is you only and not someone else. Which now I
They
think
don't have
about.
any ads. They don't. So that was something very surprising.
Though I think the Chinese variant is monetized by, they don't have Google App Store, so basically they have their own app store. So
Hmm.
that's how they incentivize it. So they don't need to do all that thing. And then you have widgets, because it's Android 12. You have really cool widgets, which I'm excited to test out. Are you still recovering from that raid or something like that?
I think the raid is pretty much gone. I hope that it was a raid.
I
Like after this is done, I will have to go and check the dashboard and everything, what that was. But definitely not organic. That I can see. If it was a raid, we would have got it in the comments. But nonetheless, interesting things. Hopefully, not very interesting.
Not very interesting.
Oh, hmm. Okay, so talking about the upcoming smartphones. So I think we talked about S22 Ultra. Also, S22 Ultra will have that stylus Note 9 Note thing. Basically, they have removed the Note series from their lineup, and S22 Ultra will have not only will have Note support, but you can also insert the S Pen. So basically, you can consider it as a Note series version of S22. And then we will have Oppo Reno 7, couple of lineups from there. Uh, what are your based on all the public information we have? What do you think about Oppo Reno or
7 Pro.
IQ9 for that matter?
iQOO 9 for that.
Yeah.
Aren't they different phones? iQOO 9, I
Mm,
want iQOO 9 to actually like based on iQOO 7, they have a really good camera. So that's like one of the few gaming phones which has a good camera as well. I want it to undercut or be somewhere around Xiaomi 11T Pro. It should undercut OnePlus 9 RT. It's given. It's given.
mm,
But if it's on par of Xiaomi 11T Pro, it would be a really good competition because the camera on iQOO phones have been really good. So that's what I'm hoping for. But I think the rumors had it starting from 40,000, right? Or below that, as per the leaks.
mm. As per the leaks, I think we don't have any pricing will be bang on. Okay, so talking about the pricing, Samsung pricing are leaked to be somewhere starting from 70,000 going all the way to 1 lakh rupees. So 70 for S22, 70, 80-ish for S22 plus, and almost 1 lakh when it comes to Ultra. But then again, there since it's Samsung, you can also expect offers here and there.
Okay.
So that's there. IQ, I think IQ will be launching in the first week. It will be Samsung because these are all the major launches. They won't be most likely they won't overlap with each other. So first week would be most likely Samsung, which will be global. So Samsung will be there, followed by I think Oppo Reno, and then the third week will be there for IQ9. But this could also change depending on how things are because it's very dynamic. Nobody wants to overlap with Samsung launch.
Of course, it's gonna be a very major event of the year because that decides how the week goes for the flagship because they release flagship only once a year. So that's there.
Oh yeah, like they have a lot of responsibility on their shoulders. They have to compete with Pixel 6 for Android. They have to compete with iPhone 13 on iOS side, and it's like the best Android can offer is basically S22 Ultra.
What I'm actually excited about is Android 12. Like I've heard from a couple of people, and even I'm seeing this. The Android 12 on current, like recently launched phones, is a bit buggy. Like
Hmm.
as you can see right now, I can show you. Hold on, let me just focus. Yep, I can show you live. I think this happening currently. Hopefully, I'll have this footage in for me as well later on. So as you can see, it like not sure. Huh? See? And now if I shut it down and I open it again, now the animations are way smoother. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but it has a tendency to always drop to 60 hertz. And this happened in the Pixel 6 Pro, as everyone's complaining about that. It's happening with this one, and the Vivo X, no, the Vivo V23. Well, that was 90 hertz, so I didn't see it there. But this is something which I've talked with people as well and other fellow creators, and they're seeing this unnecessary lag in Android 12. That beauty mode and all of that works, but there's that sort of unnecessary lag. It drops to 60 hertz, or the notification panel doesn't come down properly, something of that sorts. Like Samsung has pushed an update, so it's not happening now that frequently, but before that update it was pretty frequent.
Mm. Another, yeah, just to add it there, one thing that I want to see is the next gen chip. How is it performing in flagship phones? If you remember last year it was a time of triple eight, and most of the smartphone that came with triple eight processor, they were having heating issues.
Hmm.
This time they have figured this, like after a year they were able to figure out how to cool down Snapdragon triple eight with all that cooling, water cooling thing and everything, just like they did it RT. But same thing is happening with 8 Gen 1. Since it's a new chip, there have been a lot of heating issues, reports of heating issues going on. So, and it's not just with one smartphone or two smartphone. Almost every smartphone with 8 Gen 1 has this issue. So it would be interesting how they figure it out in the starting only.
So yeah, Hasit Vankadaru, I'm sorry if I'm not mispronouncing your name. Same with S20 FE after Android 12 as well, right? Even I'm facing this. Like it has a tendency to drop to 60 hertz. It's not that jitter like the animations and all are missing or something like that. It gets slow. It's like the animation has someone has made it more slower. Like you could see it's 60 hertz.
Oh yeah, sure. Ayush Sharma, super happy to see you guys back. Well, we are super happy to see
See
you
you
as
as well.
well. Really, really, I would honestly, I was pretty sure that everything will be back to normal. There was no doubt about that. Uh, but yeah, still, things. It's good to have everything back in time. It's much more relaxing that way. How did you feel like?
To everything come back.
No, no, before, like when this first thing happened.
How did I feel? Like actually from the word get go, like initially we were pretty chill, like come on, like what else could happen? It's gonna come back that way. But as soon as that
Uh-huh.
time goes, you know like this thing is gonna happen. But again you'll have to spend that 2-3 days, right? So that those 2-3 days, like I pretty stress out. Like I stress out. I might not say it, I might not behave that way, but internally I'm quite thinking a lot. I am someone who overthinks a bit. I've tried to
Hmm.
control it. Ha, I'm not someone who brings it on the face or speaks about it, or even my body language or something has gone bad. I'll still be in the place where I am, but yeah, I do overthink. That's one of the thing. So yeah, I didn't sleep well for the 2 days, 3 days, whatever it is. So that's one thing. And of course, my sleep pattern is already gone bad because, but yeah.
Because COVID.
No, not come on.
Uh,
Why COVID does make sleep patterns bad? No, no, no. Because I was shooting for the entire night, so this week is pretty rough.
from now on, no more shooting after midnight.
Why? I mean, if the need be, it's not like we do it every time. We do it once in a while because when you have some launch, which you have to cover in the
Hmm.
morning, or of course when there are multiple embargoes. But yeah,
Hmm.
what if we were
But
not
I
shooting
think
in night?
that's also the pattern we have seen. There was like back in the days when there was a theft in my house where I lost a MacBook Pro, Nexus 6, and everything. That was also the time I was working overnight. So in the morning, I came back to the place, my home, and then slept. And when I woke up, nothing. Everything is gone. So from that point, I realized from now on, no more working at nights.
I think you are so much into that zone, like you don't care about anything around you. So that is the time when a
Hmm.
lot of things happen wrong on the other side. But yeah.
Okay, we have a super chat. Hard work never fails from Rohit. Definitely, definitely. Hard works, like what this, it's like a very cliche thing, but mostly life is all about showing up. not being about smart, not about working hard. If you just show up, do things at the average pace, that tortoise versus rabbit, you will go get there. After
And
a point, life is mostly about just showing up.
nice.
There's another super chat. Let me see if I can find it. Hmm. What's the reason of 8 Gen 1 heating? What do you think?
I would say let Dimensity 9000 come. That would decide. Like some people say it's because of the Samsung Node and TSMC Node. Like TSMC, like Qualcomm, Samsung, or any company doesn't
Hmm.
manufacture their own chips. Some other manufacturer makes their chip, which is known as fabrication process or fabs they call it, which is one of the popular like two of the most popular fabs is TSMC and Samsung. There are also smaller ones. Qualcomm does make from them as well, something called CSMC or something like there are foundries in China as well. So they say the Samsung node is not good. Like whenever Samsung is making, like for the past 2 to 3 years, there has been heating issue from Samsung as well. Like whoever gets manufactured the chip from Samsung fabrication process. So that's one of the reason, but it's still a conspiracy. Like nothing has been proven on that side. Second is I think the major reason is the Cortex cores, like the X1 Cortex cores or the X2 Cortex cores. Like they are the huge cores which has been released from Snapdragon 888, and they are powerful, but they are power hungry as well. So if Dimensity 9000 also heats up, then I would say it's solely because of the Cortex cores. And they have put one Cortex cores X1 core in Snapdragon 888, but in 8 Gen 1 Dimensity 9000 they have two cores. So I think that's where I would point at.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay, there's another super chat from Ayush. Ayush usually does couple of concurrent super chat. If he starts, there's no stopping him.
Yeah.
So, any suggestions to watch something, guys, in quarantine due to COVID? Oh, COVID. Oh, take care, man. Okay, so depends. Are you looking for educational side of a things, or are you looking for the entertainment side of things to watch? Hmm. I have something for entertainment. So this is something that I've recently found out. There are channels called Movie Recap, TV Recap, or Sci-Fi Recap. It's basically a condensed version, 15-20 minutes of condensed version of any movies. And the movies they pick are very interesting. Mostly thriller movies which has suspense going on for them. So that's something that you can check it out. The moment I found out, I was like, Vamsi told me, and then since that day, I've been binge watching everything when I'm eating or just going here and there. So yeah, check out Movie Recap, or there are multiple channels like those. Now the thing is, they used to happen before this as well, but recently their movie selection has got a lot better, and the narration has got a lot better. So that's something. What would you recommend?
I was actually gonna watch a Gujarati movie called as Bayar. So
Hmm.
if you are into that, you can watch that. And there's also a movie like The Big Shot. I'm not sure about the name. Margin Call.
Oh, it's
Margin
The
Call.
Margin Call. Quite
Margin.
very nice movie.
Yeah.
Interesting movie.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
those are the two movies I'm looking to watch. Hopefully, I just watch one of them. But yeah, those are the movies I'm looking to watch. You can if you wanna. Oh, we have two super chats. Any tips for starting a tech YouTube tech channel in 2022? What, like you are the person to ask about it.
Hmm. Hmm, hmm,
If
hmm, hmm. So based on our perspective, starting our tech channel in 2022.
first of all,
Hmm.
starting a tech channel on YouTube itself is a lot of investment. It's a lot of investment right off the bat because the major market is in smartphones or accessories or
Oh yeah,
on that
for
side
sure,
of things.
for sure,
On that side of
for
things.
sure.
On that side of things.
One tip will be definitely pick a niche that you are interested in.
Uh,
It has to be a good mixture of what interests you and what market demands.
Demands.
So smartphone is something that's very highly demand in the market. So definitely pick smartphones. But then the question will be most likely you won't have access to smartphones. So you will have to do some hard work and go for leaks and all that stuff. So something like that. But
Something like that.
smartphone
That's
usually
what
have audience.
smartphone usually have
Hmm.
a bigger audience. And I think a bit of content rather than tech.
Hmm. That's also something.
Something which the
But
trend is
like it's
changing.
very vague thing. I think what works for us definitely will not work
Work
for
for
you.
you.
You have to find a good intersection of what you are good at and what market wants.
It's
You
something like you
every
start doing
startup
it.
is basically
Yeah,
that.
basically that. You
Hmm.
start doing it and you discover yourself in that, and then and everything starts falling into place. Like you start vibing with the audience and all of that. So, but
Hmm.
yeah, whatever
Also,
you
I
do,
don't
just
think there
provide a
could be
value.
any
Hmm.
one single answer to these kind of
To these
question.
kind
It's
of
like
questions.
asking how to play golf or how to ride a bicycle. You only learn these things when you start
You
doing it.
start
It's
doing it.
not
Yeah.
it's not a prescription that anyone can give you, like how to restart or how to restart your windows. That's something anyone can say you and the advice will be same. So that's a prescription, but this is something you just do it and you learn it.
And like often when someone tells me I want to create a YouTube channel, I want to do this, and the only question I ask them is like, you won't be getting any money from it for the next 2 years, 1 years. Will you still be
Oh,
doing?
for sure.
Will you still be doing
Even
it?
after that.
Will you still?
Even after that.
Will you still be doing it? And when that person says yes, then I would say yeah, he's gonna make it on that
Hmm.
way. But most of the people back out on
Oh,
that same line, like, okay, is it
yeah.
that? Is it that way? And I'm like, yeah, it's that way.
That's for sure. So we have a super chat. Best smartphone to go from iPhone 11 to Android. So you have that 2%. There you go. That's your
It's not
2%.
like 2%. People are gonna comment you. They are gonna tag you and say, what hashtag can we make for you? Dam Rinal Saha. Like this is not right. Like we have so good Android users, such a good Android community, and just saying people do leave iPhone and come back to Android unless they don't buy MacBook and Apple Watch and all of that.
Yeah, like that's the whole presumption. Apple ecosystem is so tightly knit that once you get in, even if you want to, there's no way out.
Okay. So yeah, from iPhone 11 to Android, get a Samsung. Get a
Yeah,
Samsung.
even I
Get a
thought
Samsung
Samsung is the only thing that will work.
or Pixel.
Samsung S21 FE or maybe the S22. Yeah.
Ha, S21, you'll be more clarity on S21, but because of course S22 is gonna start from 70,000 or something like that is what leaks are pointing to. So S21 FE still in that case is a good buy.
Uh, and based on the pattern we have seen, even Arjit has one iPhone and one Samsung. So these two works well together.
Well
Samsung and
together.
iPhone, you
And
can
yeah, the
go.
Android experience, the software experience, and all of that is pretty good on Samsung phones in terms of like credit where due.
Hmm.
One UI is really good in that case
Compared to the alternative you have.
compared to the alternative you have. Oh no, I
Hi
don't
Pratik,
like.
big fan
Nah,
here.
come on.
You have there's a big fan for you. I
Thank
bought
you.
IQ7 for 22,000 and all the offers applied. Tell me, do I need to update to Android 12 or wait for the stable one?
Dude, I
Is
haven't.
it not a stable one?
I, of course, what he means is like a stable update, but should he get it?
Hmm.
If the stable is stable enough, if the stable update is stable enough. I haven't personally tried it, so I'm not sure. But you can watch videos where people have on Android 12 on iQOO 7. But I'll be doing a roundup on Android 12 on different phones. Like that's one of those videos. But if it's a stable variant, you can upload, and then you can come back and tell me what all flaws you have, and then I would note it down and make a video on it.
Okay, so we have another super chat. Shout out to KS for the super chat. Mrinal seems to be stressed out from the fiasco. Channel has grown leaps and bounds over the last year. Good to see you guys back. More power to you. Oh, shout out to you as well and everyone watching it. So Mrinal seems to be stressed out. Honestly, I don't think of course I would be lying if I said I was not stressed out even a single bit, but I was not really stressed out because I was very confident that things will get back to normal. That was for sure. Also, like even like it's if we get stressed out,
It
it's
doesn't
not gonna
help the
help with
situation. Yeah,
anything.
it doesn't help the situation.
Yeah, although knowing that even if everyone knows that, but
Everyone
even
knows
then you
that.
can't help stops yourself being stressed out. But then uh, I was not really stressed out. I was more like it's a waste of time. it's like a waste of time. Like 2 days are getting wasted by the time you would have done a lot of more productive things. So that was there.
Okay.
Channel has grown now leaps and bounds. Well, definitely that's because we switched to smartphones. So everybody's on smartphone. We took time switching to smartphone, but ever since we switched to smartphones, I think the growth has been more than 100% or even 200, 300%. So that was a very good decision that the team took.
And
And yeah,
yeah, I'm
more
one
power
of
to
those
you as well.
person. I do stress, but if you talk to me, I wouldn't let you stress. Like I wouldn't let the people around me stress. Like even my family was calling and everyone was calling, so I wouldn't let them stress. But
Hmm.
from those amount, I'll take it on myself. So yeah.
Okay, a lot of super chats waiting.
Tame.
Uh,
Opinions, Avinash Ekka. Opinions on Motorola notification light. All Moto phones have notification light, but they don't let us use. Only visible when battery dies completely. Yeah, when you turn it on, it. But I think their argument is they have an ambient display, so that way you are able to see. But yeah, notification light is something which is missing on a lot of smartphones. And
isn't there an application which activates that? Like Honest
okay.
Chat can back me about this. It's called no LED, quick LED, something like that. I think that was the same case with my Nexus 6 as well. It You can't use access the Nexus 6 LED light, but if by using the application, you can access it. So let us know if that
It used to
still
work.
works.
I'm not sure if it works still.
Interesting.
There are
Ordered
notifications.
OnePlus 9 RT 12 GB, 256
Oh,
GB
damn.
variant
Oh,
for
damn.
3300. Oh, nice.
3300 or
Definitely good.
33K?
33K, 33.8K.
Oh, is it my
Nice.
cousin? It's 38.
Uh,
Come on. Ha, even I think it would be with exchange and all of that. That's a really good price. Like that's a really
so the
good price.
base variant is 6 GB or 8 GB?
8 GB, 8128. People would
8
kill that.
and 8 128 and then 12. Okay, so this is like the upgraded variant, the
Top
higher
notch.
variant.
Top notch.
Interesting. So that's a very good deal. Let us know, how did you get that? Like, was it an exchange? I think they were running an exchange offer.
They
Yeah.
were running an exchange offer. Even my cousin got it for around 33,000, the base variant, which is not a bad price for OnePlus 9 RT. Cheers for
Mm.
600,
Another.
Prakash Kalapala. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So we have a super chat from Dinesh. Glad you are back. Same here, man.
We are glad you're here.
Oh, glad to be back and everything is back now. Let's. Is Pixel 6 good? Super slow charging and new screen cracking issues. Uh, I changed phones once to see its EOL. What's EOL?
End of life.
Triple eight and okay, see its end of life. Triple eight and 8 Gen 1 is heating up. What's the processor? No, it. I think
Tensor.
Pixel has their own tensor
Tensor.
chip.
Which
Hmm.
is Samsung Exynos 2100. But yeah.
Hmm. I think you can take this one like line by line.
The
What's your
screen cracking
experience?
issues, I haven't faced it. But I've heard the first batch had the screen cracking issues. I haven't faced that yet. Which is like I'm not sure if it's a manufacturing defect or just a batch was bad, but screen cracking issue should be a very small issue. Slow charging, see, as I've said, I'm a person who charges his phone overnight, so charging doesn't bother me that much. Pixel 6, I think, has 22-watt charging, so which is it will take about 2 hours maybe, yeah, 1.5 to 2 hours.
Hmm.
And triple eight and 8 Gen 1 is heating up. See, it heats up when you're doing, like, now it depends on phone to phone, but it heats up in that case if you're doing a lot of gaming and recording at the same time. You have to understand, like, people do CPU throttling test and all of that. CPU throttling test is one test which runs all the cores at its maximum clock speed. Like, no game is going to do that. Like, that's what you call 100% workload, which is not possible. Like, that doesn't happen in a day-to-day scenario. So if you aren't a heavy gamer, I think it shouldn't be a problem. Triple eight, the problem started with OnePlus phones, where they started capping 4K 60 fps video recording. You couldn't record video for more than 10 minutes. The normal apps they started capping, they wouldn't run, and they had unnecessary heating issues. So that depends on phone to phone. So when 8 Gen 1 phone comes, we'll see that. So triple eight phones, the launches seem to be fine. Like as of now, the performance of triple eight is pretty good with the phones that are coming in 2022. Oh,
Okay, there's a follow-up super chat from Ritvik. OnePlus launched the RT 9RT with E4 AMOLED. My question is, what is the difference between Fluid AMOLED and E4 AMOLED? I upgraded from OnePlus 8 to 9RT display, and the crispiness is not that great in 9RT. Interesting. Even I don't know that.
basically, Samsung has been on this naming spree where they call things Super AMOLED, Fluid AMOLED, Dynamic AMOLED Plus, and all of that. And it's like very small,
Hmm.
small things. In Fluid AMOLED, what they do is the touch sensor is based on the display itself, like all the touch sensor capacity and everything they have put in the display itself. So they say that it gives a very smooth touch and all of that. And with Fluid, not Dynamic AMOLED, they say it's with a variable refresh rate. OLEDs are also with variable refresh rate. There are AMOLED displays which have variable refresh rate. So it's just that naming jargon. And E4 AMOLED is basically you have better contrast ratio, you have a lot of brightness with low battery consumption, which is the new E3, E4 AMOLED, and there is E5 AMOLED as well. So I wouldn't say much of a thing like in day-to-day usage. There is not, but if you go for theory explanation, there is a bit of things. I upgraded from OnePlus 8 to 9RT. Display crispness is not that great. Huh, which is interesting. Like I found out the display to be really good, and I don't think OnePlus 8 has a very good display. Like it's still a 1080p display. I mean, not something out of the blue.
Hmm. Also, people are buying OnePlus 9RT. Like, no matter how, like, what the sentiment is about OnePlus, when it comes to OnePlus launching products, what we have seen is people do buy it. It like a lot of people in my circle, they were also asking about it. Couple of them have also bought it, and even if you see the views of any OnePlus product, it will usually be the higher than the channel average of that particular channel. So yeah, that's like whatever you say about OnePlus. Ultimately, people do buy OnePlus.
And the PPI
Hmm.
isn't even bad as well, so I don't get the
Okay, there's another super chat from Himanshu. Bought
I think
not
we'll
to
have to
128.
wrap it up. Let's just complete these super chats and then we'll wrap it up, I think.
Oh yeah, for 2700, not to for 2700. I think it's usually sold for 30K. So okay, that was a sale thing. What's your views for 27K? I
Yeah,
think
it's a
there
good
are
phone. It's a
some.
good phone. It's a good phone.
Right.
It's a good phone. He's talking
It's
about
a good phone.
128 GB. Does it start with 128? Is my question.
I think yeah, every smartphone nowadays start
Nowadays
with
starts with 128.
120. If it's 64 GB, then that's something that you really have to see whether they have that micro SD card or not. So yeah, usually it's
It's the
128.
base variant. Yeah, it's
That's
128.
standard now. Hmm.
Ha,
Oh,
it's a good
Abhinav is
phone.
asking for app of the week. Do we have any app of the week?
Wordle.
Hmm.
Everyone's playing Wordle, so we can have Wordle. This SNL has been like the most impromptu SNL.
Oh
So
yeah.
Wordle is a game which is being
Also the
popular
most viewed SNL ever. I'm
ever.
not sure if we were able to be like long will it take us to top this up? 6,000 people concurrent live on a live stream. That was something. Also after this SNL is done, I have to go back and check what was that.
What was that?
How
Funny
did
thing, I
that
just
happen?
I'll show you something scary as well.
Oh yeah, app of the week. Instead of app of the week, we can also go for the product of the week, which is basically hardware security keys that you get with Google. Once we have ordered it. Once we get it, maybe like I will be able to show you the demonstration on how it works, whether you should have it and not. And it's not something. There are a lot of security measures that I would love to talk with you, but of course, for the security purposes, can't really talk about it. Uh, but yeah, that's something that I would use, and it's not just for YouTubers or people who create online content, but and it's not just that Google. It works with Facebook, Twitter, and everything which supports that hardware key, which most of the
You can use it
big
with a
website does.
Windows laptop as well. Like if you have a work laptop or something like that, and your
Halo, Google,
company doesn't
Microsoft Halo.
company doesn't provide it. I'm sorry, my cam has shut. But hold on, let me replace the batteries.
So yeah, that's a product which is meant for everyone to use. And unfortunately, yeah, YubiKey. Unfortunately, it's not getting enough recommendation or enough publicity that it deserves. So we get to know about it from a lot of people this time, and I would love to share our feedback with you as well.
You should be
So
happy
stay tuned
about
for
it.
next
Like,
SNL.
there's lot less online theft and all of that.
Microsoft Halo, yeah.
So, yeah, the last super chat, Rohit Kotana, IEM or earphones under 2000K. Oh, hold on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, IEMs or earphones under 2K. I'm pretty comfortable with IEMs, so I'll use IEMs because
What is
IEMs,
IEM?
in-ear monitor, is basically used for monitoring a musical gadget, or like they are very finely tuned. They have pretty good flat kind of sound profile, close to flat sound profile. So I prefer IEMs in that case.
Oh, Nitish is here. Hey, Nitish, what's up? Happy to see you guys on YouTube. Same man. Happy to see you as well after a
Oh,
long
I
time.
was, I was, I was just chatting with Nitish on WhatsApp today. So
Oh, nice. Cheers, man.
yes,
Hashtag Team TechWiser, always.
always.
Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it from my side. Stay safe. It's like I know security is something that no matter how long we talked about only when you see the blowback, you really start working on it. But having said that, consider like go reading couple of articles on security, how you can change things up. See, like before it hits you, see if you can do some major changes there. And yeah, we will be talking about that hardware key in the next one. Over to you, Pratik.
I mean, you have said it all. Like, pretty rough week, but I would say it's COVID time. Sanitize your hands, stay safe, stay indoors. Don't try to interact with people as long as possible. And I was going to say one more thing, like Kaushik's entire family had COVID. So it was
Oh
in
yeah.
this week as well. So pretty rough week, pretty rough week. So I don't want any one of you guys to suffer from that. So quarantine yourself in case you are it, and try to maintain social distance, use masks, sanitize yourself, and have a great weekend, my friend. Like, party hard. Like, this is the weekend. We'll see you next time soon. This is me, Pratik, and my co-host Mrinal signing off.